the hidden hazard in the bedroom that could scar you for life. Today, we're launching an urgent investigation to prevent the worrying number of serious burns being caused by old and dangerous hot water.
Yeah, despite the Royal Society for the Prevention of Accidents advising they should be replaced 2 years after being manufactured, we've uncovered several high street retailers currently selling hot water bottles made before October 2022.
One of those shops, Superdrug, has vowed to review their stock as a result of our findings.
Well, our consumer editor, Alice Beer, is joining us now, alongside Yazmin Hardy, who found out just how dangerous old water bottles can be when hers burst, leaving her with agonising burns and shocking scarring. Good morning to both of you.
Hi.
Yazmin, thank you for joining us this morning. They are shocking pictures of what happened to you. My wife is an avid hot water bottle user.
Yeah, so was I.
And I had no idea that there was this real concern that they have to be sort of... 2 years is the lifespan of a hot water bottle. Talk us about your use of hot water bottles and how long you've been having them and what happened on the day you got burned.
Yeah, so the doctors sort of tested me for endometriosis at the moment, so I really struggle with painful periods. And it's just like I woke up first day of my period for me, and yeah, I use them pretty much the first 2 days of when I come on because I'm in just so much pain.
And there's a real relief that you get from that heat.
Yeah, like if I take my painkillers without the hot water bottle, I'll still be in pain. The hot water bottle makes it literally go away within half an hour, which has always been really good.
OK, so Alice, tell us about the guidelines around hot water bottles.
Yeah, I mean, this is worrying, and the worry is increasing. So the NHS Burns Association has reported an increase in serious burns. We're talking, you know, like Yazmin's burns in hot water bottles, up 42% over the last 2 years. And the British Burns Association says one person in the UK gets seriously scalded every single day filling or using a hot water bottle. So it's really important that we empower ourselves with this information, especially as they put it directly in relation. This is a cause and effect of the cost of living crisis.
Yes.
Because sales of hot water bottles have gone massively up. One high street source says increased by 200%. People trying to keep themselves warm rather than ramping up their heating. And as you've said, they're a source of comfort and familiarity. So consumers need to empower themselves with the information that they need. And yet there is huge concern and confusion on the high street. So the Royal Society for the Prevention of Accidents say that there is an expiry date of hot water bottles, which is 2 years from the date of manufacture. And you can tell the date of manufacture by studying your hot water bottle. We have a daisy wheel system. Now, this one here, you can see that here, not a hot water bottle burn, by the way, but you can see the year in the middle, and you can count the segments that have dots in, and as you go around, you can see that this is the 7th month. So this was made in the 7th month of the year, which is July, in what century am I in 2022, OK? And actually, the last dots tell you it was the 3rd week of that month.
So that's only got 9 months left in it for it to be beyond its
if you listen to ROSPA. But we went around the high street, all the major retailers. There was plenty of stock 2023, 2024, 2022. But we did also find, for example, this Marks and Spencer's teddy bear, you know, really lovely, cuddly soul, perfect for a gift. His daisy wheel system shows 2021.
So that's out.
According to ROSPA, this would be past its safe expiry date. But the manufacturers and retailers stress that they use the expiry date as from the date you first use it and not from the date it is first made. And Marks and Spencer's, Boots and Superdrug have all said that all their hot water bottles are tested to a British standard, which is really important that you look for that British standard mark that is on all hot water bottles. You'll see it, the BS 1970 2012. And it's really important that you look for that. Superdrug have said that they are going to review their stocks on the shelves because I think this is too confusing. So what do? You've got a hot water bottle with a date on it and you think, well, I know it was made then, but when did I start using it? What are we supposed to do? Start writing dates on them? It's too confusing for consumers. And if you're in Australia, the government there says, absolutely no hesitation, you should replace your hot water bottles every year. from the date of manufacture.
Right.
We'll come on to whether there's a sort of, the environmental impact of all of that plastic being
Absolutely,
recycled.
and that's huge.
So, Yazmin, you use yours to help with your endometriosis, which you're being diagnosed with at the moment. What went wrong the day you got that badly burnt?
It literally just split down the side of the seam. So, obviously, I boiled the kettle, poured the water straight in, and sat on the sofa, and within 30 seconds, I thought I didn't screw the lid on properly, because that happening, I just never thought that was a possibility. So I thought, I haven't screwed the lid on, and it just poured all over me.
And it was only when you got back from the hospital that you were able to check that and you saw it split.
Yeah, and I was like, it's actually not my fault.
Were you aware of the dates?
No.
Because until I researched this story, I had no idea that was actually what you were supposed to do.
You wouldn't think it would be a thing. You think it was food quite naturally, but plastic, you just wouldn't. Well, I personally didn't think.
No.
Did you? So now you know. Was it a long past those 2 years?
I think mine was dated 19. So I think mine was
19.
Yeah, 2019.
So you'd had it for it's 2019.
Yeah,
so
I'd had it a long time. Yeah,
and used it regularly.
And been using it regularly.
A lot.
Yeah.
Once
Are you supposed to put boiling water in?
Absolutely not.
Right,
And many
okay.
of the scalds and injuries that people are seeing, that these burns units are seeing, are from people putting boiling water inside, and that is an absolute no-no. Not only would it perish the rubber, and there needs to be an awareness of what these are made of.
Yep.
These are made of partly or fully rubber. And rubber perishes, rubber ages, rubber degrades. And one of the things that would degrade it is putting boiling water in it. Also storing it with something on top of it. Also keeping it in a very hot place. So many permutations of how you can increase the risk from a hot water bottle.
But also,
and yet, we don't know.
With the drive that we're having now to be much more environmentally conscious, the fact that we're supposed to replace those every 2 years, and that's a lot of plastic that's just going to get replaced every 2 years, that feels like an opportunity for somebody to come up with an alternative that is safer and also ethically and environmentally friendlier.
Well, there are degrees to which you can recycle some of these products, and of course there are plenty of available other sort of microwave wheat bags and other kinds like that that will do, or lavender bags that will do sort of pretty much similar job. But, people are very fond of their hot water bottles. There's some 500,000 of these in homes around the world, around the UK. The figures of their sales is really high. People aren't suddenly going to stop using hot water bottles, and they don't need to. They just need the awareness, and they need the lack of confusion between retailers and the safety organisations. If you go onto many of the NHS Trust websites, they will say don't use them older than 2 years from manufacturing date. And yet the retailers say, no, it's from the date of first use.
Excuse me, Yazmin, are you still using hot water bottles?
No, I don't.
So you've stopped?
I'm a bit traumatised by the whole thing now.
It'd be really frightening.
Yeah.
And how is your scarring doing?
It's healing really well. When I was getting my dressings redone, mine was healing the best because I jumped straight in the shower after I burnt myself, which is super important if you do burn yourself.
And that was something your mum had told you, wasn't it?
Yeah, as a kid, when you burn yourself, just run it under cold water. So mine's healing really well, but there's some people who are a lot worse off than me, so I'm really lucky, to be honest.
Well, look, Yazmin, thank you for coming and sharing your story as well. It's really timely. I literally sat there with Annie last night and I looked at hers, and hers was 2023, so she's got another year on it. But as she rightly said, but I don't want to get rid of it if it's working carefully. Is there some way of us protecting them and making them last long?
Well, number one, take the cover off and look at it,
Absolutely.
Examine it and make sure it's safe, OK? And we'll put some other safety hints on the website because it's really important. You check it for splits, check the date and make sure that it doesn't leak, and don't fill it with boiling water. Some really top tips, but we'll put them on the website.
Thank you, Alice.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.